Hello! Welcome back to Ivana's Norsk Life. Finally, Norway, it is a bit of sun and it is warm, so I can enjoy myself outside and to share a bit of new knowledge with you, and I hope that it will be interesting for you. So many of you lately have asked me a lot about the different questions related to the application process, about different positions and so on. And to answer on all of your comments below, with having a full-time job, it is a bit challenging, I will be honest, and I'm not a professional recruiter or anything like that. So I just share with you knowledge that I sit and gain by myself by looking at different websites, reading a lot of articles, reading the rules, governmental documents and so on. So that's why I decided, instead of sitting and trying to answer in each of your questions, I will make a sequence of videos that will be specifically focused on one topic that will be described from different perspectives. And this topic is one of the most asked from you. It is about job application process, especially for people who apply from abroad. So what are the steps? How to find a job, how to find different types of positions, where to search for them, how to go through the application process itself, what it means to have application process and so on. So today I will not go into details very specific into any of these things, but I will mainly focus on explaining to you in general what are the application process steps when you apply from abroad, what you need to be aware of, and after that I will have a separate videos on each of the steps individually, so we have enough time to go into details. So today I will answer the main question, which is job application process in Norway when you applying from abroad. Let's start. The process itself may seem quite familiar, especially if you are not the first time looking for a job. But anyway, I would highlight 5 main steps before you can move to Norway. And the first step is actually to find a vacant position that you want to apply for. And actually this step is quite critical, and if you do it properly, your chances of being invited to the interview will be much higher rather than just applying for any vacant position available in there. That's why this topic needs to be taken in a separate video, where I will walk you through the very important things when you look for vacant positions, and why you also need to be picky, because your ability to evaluate the position itself may help you to save time when you're applying and to get more responses on your applications. The second step, it is actually preparing your CV and cover letter specifically for the position, for the vacant position you want to apply for. So what I mean, you cannot make a CV that is suitable for any position ever and then expect that you will be invited to the interviews. Most likely your possibility of getting invited to the interview will be extremely small. That's why there is a different, so I wouldn't recommend you to apply for more than 3 directions at the same time, because it will be messy, and in the best it's actually to select one direction, so one position. For instance, it could be project manager, and then you prepare your CV for project manager position, and then you apply with that CV. It will be much more helpful, and you can make a small adjustments depending on the company you want to apply for. But more details on that I also think would be great to have a separate CV, where a separate video, where I also can show you my CV and how it looks differently when I apply for academic position and how it looks if I would apply for a regular job. So this is the second step about CV preparation. The third step is actually applying itself, filling out the form, application form. So typically you go into some website, you find the vacant position, then you click button apply now, and then you will have different steps and you will need to fill out some of the information they are asking for. So I think it will be much more beneficial for you if I make an individual video, a separate video on this topic, and to show you actually all of these steps and what to write in there. Quite often I would recommend you to think through, so that's why actually the first step is very important, where you search for vacant positions that are suitable for your experience and for you. because then this step about filling in the form will be much easier, and you could feel a lot of information just from inside of you, how you believe or how you feel it should be right. And it's much more helpful than just trying to get some company to make you CV and then just send it out. This most likely will not help you that much, especially in Norway. So I think now to show your personality would be really beneficial. Then the next step, imagine that you applied, and then voila, it can be two things. Actually three. Yeah, three things. I think the worst one is actually if you don't get any responses at all. To me personally, it's the worst thing. Then another one, it's a rejection letter. It's a quite common, typical rejection letter, nothing special. And then the third one, it's when you get a call. If it's a recruiter, like external recruiter for the company, you will get a screening call where it's like 15-20 minutes call where they just try to understand who you are and whether it's worth the time of introducing you to the company. It could be also if it's a recruiter inside the company, it's still you will get the same screening call where they will ask you a couple of questions. It will be very friendly discussion, and they will decide afterwards if they want to invite you to introduce to the hiring manager, or like it could be one more interview and so on. So actually this fourth step, it's I call it hiring process, that in Norway typically would be about 3 to 5, maybe 6 interviews that you will need to go through. Of course, it's very dependent on the position, so sorry guys, but those who are asking me about carpenter and this type of work, I cannot help you because I have never applied for this type of job. I'm not good at it and I don't know what is the process there, but I can guide at least in the directions that my friends are working at. So I know a bit slightly about project management, how the interview process going on. I know quite a lot about data science, and I know about academia. Those topics I can cover. Rest of the topics, unfortunately, I don't want to mislead you, so that's why it's kind of hard for me to cover this specifically, like interview and hiring process step. So in my videos I will focus on the directions that I'm familiar with and I have own experience from. And then imagine that you went through these 6 interviews, and what is happening then? Then you will get a proposal, so it could be a first draft of the contract, or it could be some email with the main list of what you will be provided. And then you need to give a feedback to the company if you agree on that or no, and then it's a signing of the contract step. So there is some negotiation, especially about salary. There also could be negotiation about some work conditions, and mainly, yeah, so you can ask any question you wish to your future employer. And imagine that you signed the contract and it's not all yet for you because you are doing it from abroad, and it means that you need to apply for visa. And this is the fifth step for you. It is applying for visa, and most likely it will be a skilled visa. And in my previous video about skilled and unskilled job, I talk a bit more about what is skilled visa, so if you're interested, look on that video. But you will need to fill in a lot of documents, and your employer also will need to fill out some of the forms specifically for the UDI, and then you apply for the visa. You will wait for it, and after you get it, you can move to Norway. So it would be really great if you could highlight in the comments which of the sections, like specific questions for each of the sections. So again, just a reminder, here it is. There is 5 steps. You can see them now. And please ask me about each of the steps, what you are looking for, which information you want to know in more details. So in my future videos, this is my 5 future videos that will be coming in the same sequence, that I will try to answer your questions. Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you very much for listening until the end. I hope you enjoy this content, and I will see you soon. Bye!